dawned on me that maybe the test was right, actually. Maybe I am a very standard person, and maybe it's the rest of the world that's becoming fucking crazy. My name is Gabriella from Sofia, Bulgaria. I'm the most conformist person you've ever met. I've lived a very standard life according to what society wants. There's just one tiny little thing that is a little bit different. One tiny little thing that is a little bit different is that I'm trans, and that's apparently a deal breaker for society nowadays. About as straight as my dick. There's tons of gay and trans and intersex people in Bulgaria. I'm sure hundreds of thousands of gay, tens of thousands of trans who are just all alone. Very few of them have other people they can rely on, so I want to change that. I want to build that community. I see many young people who want to have that community, who are desperate almost for it, who see the value that the only way we could possibly fight for our rights is to have a community. I never knew if I'd met a person who's gay or trans when I was a kid. First person who was openly gay that admitted to me that they're gay, I met when I was 14. At that point, I was fairly certain that I'm bi. The only thing I knew about trans people was basically that females exist and it's a fetish. That's what everybody told me, and that's what the internet told me. Like the first gay people I started meeting were basically when I turned 18, and then a bunch of these apps came out, and everybody was in it for the sex. Like the only communities were sex-based communities, basically. We're all here just to fuck because we've been told that being gay or trans is all about fucking. Like we can live totally normal lives. There was this one woman who said, "No, I know I'm a lesbian, but I have a husband and kids, and I can't really stand my husband. But that's the way things are, and I just want to find women to have sex with." And there are like thousands of men like that, and thousands of women like that, and thousands of trans people like that who are just trying to live a normal life while actually not living a fake life. And those were the only communities back then, basically. They call us, there's a word in Bulgaria, urut. It means basically a person who is born that is malformed. So they call us that, trans people. But really they are those ones. They have mixed together a bunch of ridiculous ideologies and inhuman movements. I guess about 6 years ago, 7, when I decided to transition. It was a very long journey, 28 years almost, 27 and a half, until I decided to be the person I want to be. Yeah, and again, there was no community, there was no backup, there was no helping hand, no one to rely on, no one to, alleviate my sorrows. After a while, I got a girlfriend. She was much more interested in being involved in these LGBT organizations and communities. She wanted to help people with volunteer work, all these things, trying to find a life for herself as well. And then she got cancer. It was very fun. And then the next 2 years were a living nightmare once again. So then we get to last year, when she finally went into remission, and I decided to make once again a complete and total change of my life. And I had a lot of time to think. I had a few 6 months pretty much where I could do whatever I want, take time for myself, think, understand what I want to do, what I want to achieve. And what my sick brain came up with is that I decided to start a hunger strike. Only logical thing to do, obviously. I'm currently protesting in front of the Court of Justice via hunger strike until my demands for a court reform are heard by the people. What the Bulgarian court system has written into our constitution over the last year. We, the courts, understand that the following will deny you of your human and constitutional rights. We believe it is in the best interest of everyone that all of your human rights and all of your constitutional rights and all of your citizens' rights are completely and totally denied. It is a very clear declaration of genocide. It is a very clear declaration that they want to murder us everywhere and anyhow. They simply don't have the balls to round us up in camps and gas us like their predecessors did 80 years ago. I want to see laws created in Bulgaria to ensure that trans people will be able to be treated with dignity and they're able to have the exact same freedom and rights as every single person in this country. Аз спирам гладната стачка всъщност, за да мога да се концентрирам повече върху организационна работа. Мисля, че до доста хора достигнах индивидуално тук на улицата и показах, че можем да отстояваме своето достоинство и можем да се справяме дори с глад, студ, болест, насилие.
Какво сега следва?
Следва ядене. People need something or someone to rally behind, whether it's an idea or a person. I would love to rally behind the ideas I have because the ideas I have are not really mine. They're borrowed and learned from history, from society, from life, that I have summarized as much as I could. I would like people to follow those ideas, but not myself. After the hunger strike, lots of people started coming to me, finding me. They started reaching out saying, I need assistance, I need support, can I just ask you something? Can you tell me something? They all come down to this. We want human rights. We want economic equity. And most importantly of all, we want a community. We want to be able to not be alone anymore, to have support. You can only sue in the European Court, which we have done countless times. And Bulgaria was sued for discrimination, but nobody gives a fuck. Nothing has changed. At this point, I don't really see anything besides the revolution being effective. We are simply rolling everything backwards instead of forwards. So at this point, it seems, the table is set. But I am optimistic that we're going to win such a revolution, though. One of those idiotic personality tests, sort of. And a whole bunch of 40 different questions about your personality. And in the end, it turned out that according to their test, I have a very average and standard personality. And a very average and standard person. Which came as a great shock to me because, first of all, as a trans person, it is expected I'm anything but normal or average. It dawned on me that maybe the test was right, actually. Maybe I am a very standard person, and maybe it's the rest of the world that's becoming fucking crazy. To base all my shit on logic and evidence and reason, while everybody else has descended into just, this is my opinion, this is my fan base, this is my messiah, this is my cult. I have been trying to collect as many thoughts, as much knowledge, as much understanding as possible. I can already see that even I've barely started doing or saying anything and it's already devolving into such a cult. People hate me or worship me, where I have fanatics one way or the other, people who want to kill me or who want to raise me on a pedestal, people who are willing to listen to everything I say, people who will reject anything I say. It's just this is what the courts do to you, basically, give you the finger in different poses, any way you want. That's pretty much the TikTok dance that the courts make you do, and that is all the dignity they will allow you.